Hello. How are you?
Jinx.
That was nice. Pinch poke. You owe me a Coke.
Pitch Pokey mother.
Oh, starting early. This is going to be a long night. You can't be starting that shit early.
I mean, you can't use the word poke and not expect something.
True. That's a good point. Good point. Lovely shirt you got there. Nice gift.
Yeah. Is it a gift? Did you buy that for me? Or did you just pluck it out of the pile?
I mailed it to you.
Okay.
That's a gift.
That's a gift.
In my world, that's a gift.
Came in the mail. Hello,
Yeah.
Bill.
Hello.
Queen, how are you, my friend?
Hello.
Bill, what do you constitute a gift if it comes in the mail?
No.
Well, there we go. The queen has decided, Raymond.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
because I
fair
figure,
enough.
like, I just ordered myself a new hat. Is that a gift to myself? No, it's a purchase that I made that's getting mailed to me.
Yeah,
A
well, that's
gift
different.
is something that should be delivered in person. It has more meaning than a package that comes out in the mail. That is not a gift. That is a package you're getting.
But he's too far away, so how can I bring it to him? So I mailed it to him as a gift.
You've been here before, Ray. You can get here. This is
You
2021.
can get there in one
Those
day.
breadcrumbs aren't there anymore. I can't get back.
Watch, eat them.
Yeah,
Hey, boys, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Almost as good as Brady. I just wanted to get that out there quickly. It's not going to make the show as a subject, but that was
Awesome.
Funny to see.
Clearly, the Patriots' way did not go down to Tampa Bay with Brady because
Well, even his tweet after, too. He was like, oh, what was it? The avocado tequila?
yeah.
After it had me laughing. What a flex on him, though. You showed up in your $2.5 million boat. What a fucking power flex right there. Police escort. Jesus Christ.
Guy has given up all fucks. Does not give a shit anymore. This is Brady's world. We're just living in it. I hate it now.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
sad.
he's dead to me now that the season's dead train back on.
Welcome.
Did Rich say that first, and then Bill agreed to it?
I agreed to the last show. I just said I'm not as angry at it.
I just need to know. I just need to know for ledger purposes if I have to put it in the ledger. That's all.
We'll have to go back and check the tape. Pretty sure. Yeah. There was speculation that he wasn't actually drunk. Do you think he was faking just
Bullshit,
for the
dude.
media?
He looked pretty fucking wasted.
But then he was holding his kid on his boat later.
Rich, don't worry. When Finley gets older, you'll just say, "Yeah, I wasn't drunk when you were holding her, but you were really drunk." Yeah. That's just you don't want to look like a bad parent at that point. But yeah.
Where's the?
I believe she was also yelling at him. She was also yelling at him not to throw the Lombardi Trophy.
Oh, how awesome would it have been if it ended up in the bottom of the bay?
Belongs down there. Yeah.
Wouldn't they? Didn't they? For the first couple of days, they wouldn't let Gronk hold it because he dented the last one. When
Well,
yeah.
Edelman, was it Edelman? They with the baseball.
Yeah, with Red Sox. Yeah.
Moron.
That's great. Yeah, good for them. Fuck bags. All right, welcome to the show. It's Simple Mind Sports Show. Friday. This is Friday the 19th, 12th. This is Friday the 12th. Simple Mind Sports Show. Welcome to the show.
Start calling you Martin McFly because you must be in a time machine. You're always advancing a week on these dates.
Yeah. It's been a long day. But thankfully, after a long day, we can all come home to a delicious White Birch Brewing beer. A brand new release today. As this release, they got a New England IPA, I think, coming out today or Saturday. So
Today.
It looks excellent. Hopefully we'll get our hands on some of that. You should get your hands on some of that. Head on down to the brewery. They got flights, they got tasters, they got pints. If you see them in the store, please pick it up and tell them wherever you get it, the Simple Minds boys sent you. Bill, the Bruins refuse to lose. The number one point leader in the NHL, another comeback, another overtime win. I'll just give you my kind of key points in this one, and I'll let you take it over. Obviously, Marchand with the game winner, but that defensive play by McAvoy to set him up,
disgusting.
Absolutely fucking bananas.
2-on-1. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, picked it out of the air, then a perfect, deflection pass off the boards, and Marchand, does Marchand things, made him look silly. Tuukka, 33 saves, was absolutely on fire. and then did a very Tuca thing and tried to quit before the game was over. The dude is just fucking aloof and still one of the best goalies I've ever seen play. I don't know how he does it. That stone cold stop he had on Zibanejad, or however you pronounce his name.
Lucky to save too, and he even alluded to it at the end. He's like, "Yeah, sometimes you're lucky. You got to be lucky to be good." And he just threw his hand up there. It just hit his glove perfectly.
Even Tuca's, it's just he's aloof. Like, dude, what happened? You came off. You know,
90 seconds left.
I thought we were down 1. It's all entertainment, right? Ha ha ha. It's like he just doesn't give a shit what's going on at any point in time, except apparently in game 7s, where poo-poo goes down his pants. Wagner on the shorty was okay, and then DeBrusque got robbed. What a weird goal that was.
You know, this video replay such bullshit. That was a goal.
So yeah, what does it say? And obviously they've been going through the COVID bullshit with Buffalo. They come back, they do an anti-Celtics and completely get right back to where they were, which I guess is to be expected with this team and this leadership and what we've seen in the last several years. They're just laser focused, man, except I guess in the first period. They can't get a fucking lead to save their life, but I don't know. Your take.
Yeah, Rask should, I think 33 saves. He was lights out the whole night. I mean, we'd be talking differently if he comes off the ice and they score a goal right there. But I mean,
you think
I would be murdering his stupid fucking ass. But he was the story of the night. I mean, he was your best player all night.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but the joke is too good. Ray, the quest is on for us to murder Bill's stupid ass with Tuca's face. So, quest for the butthole tattoo. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. See, in Game 7, that's a goal.
100%.
No, but again, he was the story, and I liked what I saw at DeBrusque. He had 14 shots on net, 7 on goal. He did get robbed of a goal. I thought that was a goal, but it's like I liked what I saw coming out of him. He had an assist on Bjork's game tying goal too. You got him down there in that third line with Charlie Coyle and Anders Bork right now, which I kind of like. I like what you see after 5 games. Again, that's the offense is what we really need, and I think he's a big part of it. Grizzlick kind of didn't look great on that second defensive line last night, coming back from injury again. I expected more with him than DeBrusque, honestly. So we'll kind of see there. But yeah, Tuca, star of the night, disgusting, and you're gonna need it. He's got to be this good the whole season if you have a shot at the Stanley Cup. I mean, you need him to play at a Vezina level.
14 shot attempts by DeBrusque is huge. I mean, that's a stupid number. 7 on goal is a stupid number. But if I were to say what's the biggest problem with DeBrusque, you would say he can't finish. So
the 14 shots.
0 for 14.
Yeah.
I get it. He's come back from injury. It's nice to see him active. That line was active all night. It's nice to see Charlie Coyle. Forgot he was on the team there for a second. But I'd like to see him start going in, man.
They need to go in. They need to go in. Yeah, for sure. But I mean, coming back after missing 5, you saw him a little bit in the 2 games before he went down with injury. It kind of to start to click a little bit for him. So again, he's taking his chances. Eventually, law averages, those are going to start to go in. I don't like the fact that he attempted 14 shots and only 7 got on that. That's not a goal. Goes with the line of him. He can't finish. 50% on that's not a good ratio.
I would just say let's check back in those law averages after another week or so, because DeBrusque's law of averages are different. It seems like that's
and you can get away with a little bit of it too if he's on the third line.
They can, but they're still not scoring 5 on 5. We've said this from the beginning. Then we've said this for how many years? Secondary scoring is huge. DeBrusque needs to be that guy. 14 shots is great. He needs to start going in. It's nice to see him coming back active after 5 days back, 5 games back after an injury. But the pessimist in me as a Bruins fan says those fucking things are just not going to go in.
They won't do it, but I mean, I've mentioned it before. Move Pasta down in that second line, balance that scoring out a little bit. You could put Bjork on that first line. You could put DeBrusque on that first line, and at least try to balance it out there. You need some scoring. You see it in Edmonton with Drasalati or whatever his name is. He plays on this. I don't know his name.
Now he's Italian.
Dressalini or whatever.
Dressidle.
Like you see him and McDavid are 100-point guys, and they're center on each different line, where he could play left wing on Connor McDavid's line, but they don't. They separate it that way. You saw Malkin and Crosby a lot those years kind of play on the separate line, split those guys up, at least balance the scoring that way, and see what's going to happen. If you're still struggling to score goals on 5 on 5, which you are, especially in periods 1 through 2, do something, make the change sooner. You've seen a little bit in the playoffs, but you got to make that change sooner, because you can't again, I mentioned before, like playing catch-up hockey is losing hockey. You can't rely to win these games in third period and overtime because eventually these games aren't going to come. I get it. You're grinding teams out. You're beating the shit out of them, but you can't expect this night in and night out for this team, and especially your schedule is so many games, and now you get all these back-to-backs coming up. You just had 4 games rescheduled, so it's like you got to start scoring and maybe switching up your lines a little bit, moving past it down on the line. Nothing against him, but just give that scoring on Krejci. Give Krejci a reliable winger on that right side for him.
Yeah, it kind of seems like shouting into the void to me. Same thing with I've been saying you need a big shakeup and need to get Krejci or someone off the team. Just seems like this team and this management and coach kind of, that's their bread and butter and they're sticking to it. But it works for the
need to change your 9-1.
Well, I was just gonna say it works for the most part, Ray, because they got 20 points to the point leader in the NHL, other than Toronto and
Bruins have 2 games in hand.
They got 2 games in hand. Is Toronto the only one ahead of them, right?
Yeah, Toronto's got 23.
Yeah, they
points.
passed.
Bruins have 20.
I mean, obviously Montreal and the Lightning look dynamite too, but do they belong at the top of the list for power rankings at this point? In your mind, Raymond?
Yeah, they're the best team in the East, but the biggest question right now is we're going to have a lull. The next game is not until the 18th against New Jersey.
No, it's Friday. It's tonight. New York.
After,
I think they got
this is playing.
Well,
today.
You just say the next game. I'm just saying they are playing tonight.
But yeah, tonight. But
Okay.
After that, the next game is not until Thursday, so they're gonna have a little lull. So hopefully, COVID doesn't bite this team in the ass like they have with the Celtics and every other Boston team around here. So when they have a little long layoff, so that's the big question right now. Hopefully, they can come back healthy and go to all these back-to-backs and don't have anyone get hit with the COVID bug.
You have a number 1 in your power rankings? Is that what you just said?
That's what they
asked the question. I asked the question.
I have him. Can I go?
Go ahead.
I got him at 3. I still think Tampa's the best team in hockey, and I think number 2 team in hockey is right now is Colorado Avalanche. Right now what you're seeing in the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks of the season hasn't swayed me in my decision. I think they're the 2 best teams.
Can I just interrupt you real quick? Isn't McKinnon out though for like 6 weeks?
There's I think it's like,
but still, he's
2
still,
weeks.
but you still put him up there, even though he's the star guy. The team's out
right now. Yeah, I mean, if you're putting your power rankings on the season to date right now, I mean, they're right up there. I have Bruins at 3. The Golden Knights probably at 4, and then Toronto at 5. I'm moving the Habs outside of my top 5 right now. I mean, you're kind of seeing them. They got off to a hot start. They've kind of scuffled a little bit on the last week or so. So I mean, I like them outside of my top 5. And the way Toronto's playing, man, their offensive talent is really fucking good.
Right now, the Avs are right now. The Avs are 3rd in the West behind St. Louis and the Golden Knights. And you still have them that high though?
Yep, I think they're better than that. I think they're better than St. Louis, and I think they're honestly better than the Avs too. I think they're the second best team in hockey still.
The worst thing about power rankings is it changes every single day.
Yep.
I don't know,
especially with those teams.
The thing, yeah, I see what you're saying, Ray. Colorado probably doesn't deserve to be there based on what they are right now, based on potential and their talent. Yeah, they should be the team to beat when it comes to the playoffs. But my Toronto Maple Leafs are really setting up for another fucking heartbreaker, aren't they?
No, it would be funny because it'll be different too, because
they
could be the division winner, so it'll be heartbreak on own ice this year instead of being on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's coming. That's for sure. In Toronto,
they have too much talent not to break through. Tavares, Mitch Marner, and fucking Matthews. They have too much talent not to break through eventually.
Have they talked about what the NHL is going to do come playoff time?
There's no bubble. They can't. They basically alluded to the fact that they can't afford it.
We can't go to Canada. So how's that going to work out with the North?
You play your own division until the semifinals.
Yeah, and baseball is allowing teams to go play the Blue Jays in Canada now. So I mean, now that vaccines.
Oh, is there? All right.
Yeah, so Blue Jays aren't looking for a home team anymore. So I mean, I think
Rich's Blue Jays.
So you're going to see all these vaccines coming. So I think eventually, by the time playoff time, you're probably going to see teams go up there, and then you have to, unless you can't, then you go neutral site. What you did this year, you pick a neutral site for the semifinals and the Stanley Cup, and just go for there. Just say no one has home ice advantage at that point.
Yeah, I don't expect fans in the NHL, and they still got to get their COVID shit together.
Yeah, baseball's talking about it now, so that's encouraging because if you think about it, they're going to be all around that same time, especially playoff time, April, May, June. You know, when baseball's going to start, and if baseball's talking about fans, I think it's encouraging for the NBA and the NHL.
Maybe baseball's outside. Beautiful segue, Billy segue. Let's move into a little bit of baseball talk.
Great bow, Bill.
The headline on that one is Andrew Benintendi is no longer a member of our Boston Red Sox. Traded to the Kansas City Royals in a 3-team deal with the Mets. In return, the Red Sox got a pile of shit, basically. Franchi Cordero, his name is Franchi with an A. Anybody with the name Franchi.
Willie Mo Pena 2.0.
And right-handed pitcher Josh Winkowski, who is somewhere in the teens in the Mets prospect.
23rd round draft pick.
There you go. And then two players to be named later, which that always means nothing.
Total.
So you're not going to be.
Benintendi was a first-round pick, right?
Benintendi was
seventh
a overall pick.
Yeah. And so you got the 23rd round right-handed pitcher from the Mets.
Yeah.
I got thoughts on this. Bill, you're pissed clearly. Why don't you tell me what you think?
For the bag of smashed assholes you got in return, he's more valuable to you on this team right now, because you also forgot to the fact that you're also sending $2.8 million in return to Kansas City to cover his $6.6 million salary. So he has more value to this team on the team than trading him for this, literally, like I just said, a bag of smashed assholes. And again, it goes down a big whiff from 2012 to 2017. You had 3 picks. 2 and number 7. Yeah, you had Trey Ball that you picked 7, Benintendi you picked 7, and then Jake Room that you picked 16th. None of them
12th or something. Yeah,
none of them are on the team right now. Trey Ball flamed out. Jake Room, Jerry's still out of him, and now you just traded Andrew Benintendi. Again, it's another whiff in drafting. I'm not saying this is Bloom's fault because it happened all before him, but again, you're just giving up. I just think the way his value is down after last year. I mean, he had only a 12-game sample, but it was putrid. It was putrid. I just think he had more value to be on this team. I feel like you just gave him away for nothing. That Josh Winkowski kid could be okay. He's 23. But he's never pitched over single A. He had a 3.35 ERA in single A. So you'd hope that at 23 he would make the jump to triple A this year. But I mean, at this point, you're trading for a project, a 23rd round pick in Willie Mo Pena 2.0. This guy fucking sucks. Fucking Cordero that you got back. So I mean, I just feel like you're just giving up. You gave up too much in return, and especially the money going back. You just gave up. You just gave up on the kid too early after you ruined him. You ruined his career. After 2018, you ruined him.
Well, I don't know. So I would be interested to see. I know we know the Red Sox tinker with guys.
Maz has alluded to what you're going to say too for the last 2 years on him. When they tinkered with his swing.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if he did, because players get paid for the long ball, and he was probably on track to be a 20, maybe 25 home run guy, which doesn't get you big money in the league.
Yeah, if you think about 18 real quick, he had 40 doubles, 15 homers, 20 steals. He batted like 280. I think that's where he should be.
Yeah, it's a good ball player.
But to your point, Rich, where he wants to hit home runs because that's the way the game's going, you start fucking with your launch angle and all that other shit, your natural hitting ability goes out of whack. If you think about the guys that do the home run derby in the All-Star game, the first month it fucks the whole swing out because you're hitting 70-mile-an-hour meatballs where you're just trying to hit for power, and that's what he's doing. It's a joke. It's a joke because I think the talent there with him is there. You saw why he was awesome in Arkansas. You saw why in 2018 he was awesome at the top of that lineup on the way to a World Series. So it's like in 2 years, his value plummeted to 3 players to be named later, which will probably be jack shit, and 2 guys that probably have no future on this team. So, I mean, it's a shame that they got rid of just for nothing.
Ray, go ahead. Let me quickly, I don't know if this has to do with your take, but just get it out there. Franchi, 2020, let's throw it out. He played 16 games. 2019, he played 9 games because I think he got hurt. In 2018,
AAA, I think
he might have been. So in 2018, these are his AAA stats. In triple, or maybe they're AA, whatever it is. It's minor league ball. He hit 237, and he hit shit. I just lost it. 7 home runs. Is that what it says? So yeah. Fucking rock star. What do you think of
Bloom's building this team like he's the Rays and he has no money? He's taking all.
I have thoughts.
That's my question. That's my question.
Why are they doing this, Ray? What's your thought here?
Well, my question is to you guys: is there financial problems with the Red Sox and Fenway Sports Group?
No,
I don't.
Past 2 years, they've been cutting costs. They've been cutting money, cutting salaries. They can't afford Andrew Benintendi's $6 million right now.
I don't think that it's not about. I just think
But is that why they're bringing Hyman Bloom in? Because they know that they're having financial problems. Hyman Bloom was with Tampa, who always had financial problems and always had to play against the salary cap. So is this why he got this job? And is this why he's here? Because John Henry's like, shit, COVID's fucking me right now. Financially, I'm fucked. Let's go cheap and just say we're building up the farm system, but really they're in financial disarray.
Yeah, but they got Bloom before COVID a little bit. They hired him at basically the end of the season because Dombrowski was out in August, I think, right? Somewhere around there. So, I mean, they hired him before pre-COVID. I just think my opinion would be if they're trying, I think the model that he brought to Tampa is great, where he's getting these project guys, but he's at least, targeted guys that had more potential than these pieces of shit that he's accumulated here. I think the model that John Henry probably wants to build is get these project guys on cheap deals and then go spend the money and build the talent that way with your pocketbook, right? So the big guys that are coming, your Lindor that might be available, all these big money free agents, they're just gearing up for next year. Next year's the draft. Next year is the free agent year where they're going to spend some fucking money. And I'm okay with that because they're not one or two players away from being a World Series contender. They're a half a roster away. So if they want to bargain basement shop this year, I'm okay. I just don't like the fact that you're giving away talent on this team that could be talent. Like he can regain that talent on this team,
hold on.
You're giving away for nothing.
Let me tell you about the Benintendi. The only financial conspiracy I would look at here with the Red Sox is John Henry is looking to sell the team, and when you do that, you dump payroll, and then you
fucking hope so. I've been calling for.
I kind of do too,
him.
but he's got 4 World Series. That's another discussion for another day. We've done that on the Benintendi thing. Bill, you're right. Heimblum's stripping it down because the team had no direction, had no balance, had nothing going on. Dombrowski ripped them apart, got them a World Series, and then it was a bunch of bloated players on the team that underachieved in 2019.
Just because you throw stars on a team doesn't mean that it's going to be good.
Right, and you could see it. I mean, they underachieved in 2019, and they and Mookie wanted out. So I can understand the play here that you got to strip it down and you got to bite the bullet. It's a good timing thing, I think, on the COVID. I think all of that works hand in hand. You can use it as an excuse. But I think Chaim Bloom, from a baseball standpoint, is going, who is tradable? Who can we dump? Who can we not dump? Let's load this system up, even if it's with mediocre or low-class guys, and see you bust through, because it's baseball. You can be JD Drew and be the number 1 overall pick and just be a mediocre player. You can be Jay Groom, never make it. You can be Trey, all baseball. You could be Winkowski, whoever the fuck he is, and be the next Cy Young winner.
Which I'm okay with that, honestly, Rich.
I'm okay with it too. My point is with Benintendi is wrong time. He was not. He's $6 million. You're the Red Sox. You're $5 million under luxury
next year,
tax.
He's even cheaper, dude. Next year he's like 3.6.
Wasn't he arbitration next year?
No, he had 2 years left, this year and next year, and it was like 10 million, I thought. Oh, unless 2020 counted for that.
Well, I think next year's arbitration
for it. My bad.
But either way, if he has another shit year, arbitration is not going to be 6 million either. So the bigger point is you look ahead and you hopefully he goes out there and shows signs of the guy that, not even 2018, just that he can get to be a serviceable player and get something back in return. I just have the question, because I don't know enough about baseball, and who's worth what. Is everybody looking at Andrew Benintendi as just a guy now? Does his skill set not value and not pan out to getting a top 10 prospect in someone's system because he doesn't hit 30 home runs a year and Franchi Cordero projects to hit 30 home runs a year?
What nationality is Franchi?
I think he's Dominican.
I'm sorry, you keep saying it, but Franchi, what the fuck?
He's
what is that?
He's going to get some terrible nickname.
Oh, yeah.
Which, as far as his value right now, I mean, you basically dumped him like he was a 4th or 5th outfielder on a team right now.
Well, that's my point.
I just feel like that
my
value is not there. You're more value. He's more valuable to the Red Sox as like you dumping him for a 4th. You could have traded Brock Holt, honestly, if you had Brock Holt on your team and got the same return. You could trade Kiki Hernandez and get the same return. Are those players anywhere near the talented as Andrew Benintendi? Absolutely not. And that's what my point. I think that's where your point is at the same time, Rich, is like, the value right now, he was so low. Why not try to get his value back up? Because you're still arbitration eligible. Even if he goes up to 8 to 10 million next year, it's still a bargain.
We're the Boston Red Sox.
I know, but especially with the
like,
Boston
why can't
Red
you afford
Sox,
that?
The guy has shown talent. He's a top of the order lineup. He's a number 2 hitter on this team or an 8 or 9 hitter on this team. He's worth what you're going to pay Jackie Bradley. Just if he's in his own head, you can fix his fucking swing and you can get there. If you wanted to trade him, I'm fine going in a direction. Finally, and I've said it on the show before, the Red Sox have changed directions in the last 5 years more than any other fucking baseball team, any other sports team that I've ever seen. Now, finally, if he wants to strip it down, okay, but don't dump these guys for pennies on the fucking dollar.
But to be fair, though, Bill, I think this is the first time he's done that. Because you're even from the Mookie Betts.
I know it is. And even on the Mookie, you can say,
even from the Mookie Betts deal, you got Verdugo back, who's basically a better Benintendi. So you can see from a team building aspect, you got one of these guys who's better and younger. And I don't know, he should be cheaper than Benintendi, even at $6 million.
Yeah. Verdugo, I think, still arbitrary.
So look, I think everyone's in the same boat. We're okay if you want to trade Benintendi, because isn't he a Boris guy too? So at the end of the day, when his time's up, he's going to want money, and he probably hasn't earned it. So get out a year ahead of it. We get that, but I don't understand the timing. And maybe it'll bar out. You got 5 guys for this. Maybe it's a Bill Belichick thing. Drop down in the draft, spread it out. Let me get more guys at different levels than one high prospect that has a high chance of not working out. Maybe that's Heimblum's strategy, and we're not going to know if that's successful in another 3 or 4 years. So I won't dump on him for the move. I'll just dump on him for the timing of the move, because you're not going to, like you said, Bill, he's at the bottom of the basement in terms of value. He's not going to go any lower. So you can go into the season to the deadline and get that higher and hope and maybe get more, maybe get something better back. I think that's where you can criticize him for it. But I understand the move. I understand the move. They've been talking about trading Benintendi for a year and a half. I get the move. For whatever reason, they didn't like him. So maybe he's a dickhead.
Like, could be.
He is kind of an arrogant prick. Maybe he's just a shit in the fucking locker room in the clubhouse, and they wanted him out of there. I don't know. I just, the timing it feels way too early this season. You could have let him go out there and hit 400 in the first 3 weeks and go, whoa, look, he's back.
Yeah.
He's back.
And they get way more. Yeah.
And if they go back now and they sign JBJ for $12 million a year, I will go completely 180 on this and say, fuck you, I'm Bloom. You idiot.
Yeah, and I think to your point too, that I think one of the reasons is the timing too, and the value. You know, if you could have made this day, you probably could have got more for him at the day after the season than now, honestly, because I think his value is just as low then as it was now. Why did it take 3 teams to get trash?
Yeah. Can I quickly, the last couple of minutes on this Red Sox take, can I just quickly give you the roster update? Because if anybody's like me, I've kind of lost track of who's actually on this team right now. So let me just run you through 1 through 9 and some pitchers. At catcher, we all know Christian Vasquez. Does anyone want to guess? Actually, Ray, because Rain Man's here. Do you want to guess who's the number 1 guy on the depth chart for the Boston Red Sox right now?
Sander?
No. Bill?
Wait, for what?
First base.
First. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, did I not say first base?
No, you said first overall.
Bobby Dahlbach's starting at first.
Bobby Dahlbach is correct. Second base, Kiki Hernandez.
And then Arroyo is there too. He might
Christian Arroyo.
Christian Arroyo.
Shortstop is Bogarts. Third base, Devers. Left field,
Renfroe, and you might see Kiki out there a little bit, I think, too.
Don't forget about our boy Franchi.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
And then they got Verdugo. Your starting outfield is Franchi Cordero, Alex Verdugo, and Hunter Renfroe.
Don't sleep on Jared Duran. I'm pretty sure Jared.
They don't even have him on the depth chart right now, Bill, at RedSox.com.
But Duran, I think Duran will.
That's fine, but they don't have him on the depth chart. We're not talking about.
We're not talking
Jared
about Billy
Duran.
Badware's.
We're talking about the terrible, terrible depth chart the Red Sox have right now. And that puke of a quitter, JD Martinez, is still there at designated hitter. Here's your starters: Eduardo Rodriguez, who has no heart. Nathan Eovaldi, the fucking Tin Man, is your number 1 starter. Nathan Eovaldi, who is a reliever. Garrett Richards, who has no elbow. Martin Perez, who has a 4.0 ERA, and Nick Pivetta, who got dumped by a Philly team. So good luck, Red Sox. Matt Barnes is scheduled as your closer. Adam Ottavino, we like. He's your setup guy. That puke Ryan Brazier doesn't have a straight neck. Something named Josh Taylor. Their bullpen's okay. The Darwinson Hernandez guy.
I actually like Darwinson Hernandez, believe it or not.
And they're about to sign some guy from Japan that everyone is really high on.
They got another guy too. It starts with an A that they picked up. That he might be in there.
I forget.
Don't forget
These
Taylor,
other pukes that
Tanner,
are on here:
Hewitt.
Austin Bryce, Marcus Walden, Philip Valdez, Jeff Springs, Garrett Whitlock. You know, it's just.
Can I spill a question real quick? Phil, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What is the most losses the Red Sox have ever had?
105.
Ooh, I think it's going to be beaten this year.
I don't know.
This is the year.
I hope. Yeah, I thought you had the answer. I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't have the answer.
No,
I'm just. I didn't know if you knew, but this
But
team.
no, they have Nick
looks like
Pivetta.
trash.
Nick Pivetta gets the fifth starting just because he has no minor league options. So I think I actually like what you saw. Hewitt, Hawk, Tanner Hawk, Taylor Hawk, whatever.
You just went through 3 different.
I forget how to pronounce his name, but he actually.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Bill.
Pretty good.
You're really blowing up my segment on the Red Sox roster being terrible because I don't think it's that. You're going to be better than you were last year. Is my point. But going through that roster, like, I had to stop and think, like, shit, who is playing where right now?
I think the early projections as like 80 and 82.
Their outfield.
No fucking way.
Hunter Renfroe and Franchi, whatever the fuck. Come on, dude.
Cordon Bleu.
If you go sign goddamn JBJ again, I'm gonna freak out. All right,
Puig. Go target Puig at this point. Go get him. Fuck it.
As long as you can get the Cuban trainers in here, then let's go. Let's jack up 50 on the left of wall. All right. Quickly, let's do a little Celtics talk. They are lost.
No.
They are lost. They dropped to the Jazz 122-108. They go 2-3 in their West Coast swing, and it's not just the record; it's they look
terrible. Kemba can't shoot.
Terrible. Kemba can't shoot.
He can't fucking shoot at all. Jaylen Brown, tendonitis in the knee is not good. His missing time. That's something that could linger all season. You know what I mean?
Danny Ainge did say, I had a very long, successful 14-year career with tendonitis in the knee. So there's that.
Danny.
There's that.
He sounded nervous on Toucher and Rich when he gave that report, though. Like, Jaylen Brown's now going to have to basically miss a game here and there when it flares up. That's what tendonitis does.
This is the worst case scenario. I mean, you're 12-11 right now. You big things on the horizon, boys. Strader Danny, big things on the horizon. I haven't heard shit about anything. You need to make a move right now. I asked the question, our Sunday show, is this team a middling team? Right now, the way they're playing, yes. I know they haven't been healthy, but right now, when they are healthy, they haven't looked that great. They were 8.
Oh, well, I'll disagree with that.
Yeah, because they haven't been all healthy at the same time.
Before COVID hit them, they looked excellent. They look excellent.
Even
so
Brad called them out at 8-3, so we're not as good as our record. You're 12-11 now.
I mean, that's fine, shit, but
you just went 3-8 or whatever you are.
You beat your first 4 or 5 games was the top 4 or 5 teams in the East, and you beat them, most of them. So they look good.
Middling the team, but right now they look like the 4th and 5th.
Look, they look lost. Right? Is this? I posed the question: is this the other side of the Marcus Smart quagmire? Because honestly, if you dial it back, COVID had a part of this, but it was when Marcus Smart went down that it really started to unravel. Combined with the West Coast trip, combined with Jaylen Brown missing time, combined with Kemba Walker coming back and looking like shit. But Marcus Smart has not been here, and the team just looks unraveled.
I'm just going to call it the injury bug. The injury bug. This team hasn't played as a nucleus together since the start of the season. Kemba's been out at the beginning of the season. Then Kemba got hurt. Tatum got the COVID. So this team hasn't all been together. Come March, give it a couple more weeks. See what happens when they all come together healthy and see what happens. You know, they got done the West Coast trip, being away from home for all that time. Now they're home. Let's see what happens now. Let's see how this all tails out. And if Danny is doing something, then hopefully it is a big man in another wing, because that's what this team needs the most right now.
And that's the report. Danny Ainge is, what did they say? "Quote unquote, up to something." Celtics are rumored to be up to something revolving around a wing and a big.
All executives think they're making some big moves.
We've heard that
Cleveland
before.
Should be the place to look.
Here's what I'll say.
Kevin Love. Give me Drummond or Kevin Love.
Here's what I'll say. A West Coast swing in the NBA can look pretty bad when it goes bad, and that's what that looked like. Combine that with the injuries, combine that with Kemba looking like shit coming off his knee, and you have a bad stretch of play by a team with a lot of potential. I think that if they can straighten it out, tread water, that they will be okay. And I actually do think Danny Ainge will make a move, because I think he's seen now 2 seasons in a row. The first season he made a move, it backfired. The second season he didn't make a move, it backfired. Yeah, he should have his balls back and go look around and go, Carson Edwards, Tremont Waters, Romeo Langford, Peach Baskets, Semi Ojeleye, Grant Williams. These guys are not going to make us better.
Don't
There's
you think
7 fucking guys right there that you can package salaries and go do something with your picks?
Didn't one of you guys say the
Derrick
Cavs?
Rose? Wouldn't you go out and get Derrick Rose?
No.
Like, I just think the way he's been playing in Detroit for what they gave up, Dennis Smith Jr.
Only if you could swap Teague, because you got too many guys at that position. And Peyton Pritchard is an asset right now. He's your best player off the bench.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to be untouchable at this point, unless you're going to make a huge move. The way he's playing, honestly, I think he's.
I wouldn't
he's
make him
valuable to the team.
untouchable.
I'm
because
not
you
saying
need
he's
a ton of
untouchable,
help,
but I don't think he's going to move him year one.
No.
He's going to move him now. What were you going to say, Ray?
Which one of you said Drummond for 2 second-round picks is what Cleveland's asking for?
I saw that on a.
Why the fuck
Twitter,
haven't you pulled a trigger yet?
Well,
Second-round picks in the NBA are useless. Second-round picks are useless.
Yeah, you can even give up your first for Drummond. It's going to be in the 20s.
Who cares? It's second-round picks.
They don't really.
Let me tell you why they won't do it. And this isn't saying that I wouldn't do it. He's got 1 year left on his deal. It basically takes up all of your trade exception, and he could walk after. And he's frankly, I don't like Andre Drummond. And you just signed Tristan Thompson, which should be a similar guy with less offensive production, and you have 2 more bigs next to it. So in terms of a roster building situation and looking at that trade exception, you let Gordon Hayward walk out the door for a half a year of Andre fucking Drummond.
Limp out the door, please.
Limp out the door for a half a year, Andre Drummond.
He's limping out, averaging 25 a game. So limp away, baby.
I'm not saying I wouldn't do it or I would do it. I just think that is probably the mindset. You have 3.
What if you can get Miles
now?
Turner again? As much as I love Miles Turner, and I would rather have Tristan Thompson to start the season, obviously for veteran leadership, and we've kind of seen a little bit of that. But if he's truthfully available and you got that trade exemption, why wouldn't you try to make a deal and go at him? Or you have or Oladipo and PJ Tucker out there in Houston, who are rumored to both be available, and you could probably swing money to work and get both. Which I've been saying
I'd take both those guys in a second, but I'm kind of done hoping and wishing and predicting who just fucking go do something. I wish
we didn't hear anything about this. This is what pisses me off the most. This is what pissed me off the most about the Celtics is you always hear, oh, we were on this, we were in on that. I want to see the shit we don't hear that just comes out of fucking nowhere. The Isaiah Thomas trade that came out of fucking nowhere. Right. This is the shit I want to see. Even Tristan Thompson, you didn't hear any rumors about it until an hour before it happened. That's the shit we wanted. Kyrie Irving didn't hear shit until Ward's text tweeted, and next thing you know, boom, he's the Celtics. That's the shit we want to see. What did I say? His stupid name wrong?
Yeah, well, no, I agree with you, Bill. I agree with you.
Bill don't do names good.
That's good though.
Boom. That's where we're at as Celtics fans. You don't have. I don't know. I've been saying this for now. You have to build a team. Go build a team, Danny. Pull the trigger. Lose a trade. Go do it. You have to.
You got to. That's how you're gonna win. You think fucking Brooklyn just won that trade?
They will if they win, but it doesn't look like they're going to. And fuck Kyrie for whatever his last stupid quote was. We're the team that puts
posted
people.
It the other day.
What a fucking asshole.
Fuck him. Go start your own team, you fucking prick.
Look, we're going to slip in Dark 30 early here. Actually, let's do this correctly. This has been the Simple Mind Sports Show. Friday headlines in February. We'll see you next on Sunday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, welcome back. This is the Dark 30 baseball show. It doesn't belong in our regular show because baseball is #dead to me. However, there was some news that I wanted to touch on. MLB has come out with the rules that they're going to change, including the man on second base to start extra innings,
Love it.
And the 7-inning doubleheaders.
Hate it.
There we go. The other one that came out of nowhere was they are deadening. I think that's pronounced it.
Deadening, yeah, I think so.
Deadening?
Deadening.
I'll allow it.
It's dead, ENING. Deadening. That's how you spell it.
Yeah.
Deadening the balls. Per report out of the Associated Press. That's who's covering baseball right now, people. Keep that in mind, the Associated Press. So in 30 seconds or less, please tell me what you think of baseball deadening the balls.
great idea. Get him to actually hit. Stop relying on the home run. But if you're going to do it, shut the fuck up about it. Because then you get cunts like David Price. Oh, it's about time. Every one of us have already known that. Just shut the fuck up. Just do it and be quiet. You juiced the balls before and didn't say shit about it. Now do it and be quiet about it, you fucking idiots.
Excellent point, Raymond.
Chicks dig the long ball. This is dumb. You need home runs.
You're wrong. You're wrong. Hold on. Let me mute Ray real quick. Damn it. I lost my thing. Nope. You're wrong. Chicks don't dig the long ball. No one watches baseball anymore. Chicks don't dig shit. Do whatever it takes to make hitting an art form again and not a scientific fucking shit show. That's the correct answer. And don't sleep on the fact that Theo Epstein and Ken Griffey Jr. are in that offense.
Huge.
Pulling the fucking strings. Finally making good decisions.
Love it.
Did you say huge or huge?
Huge.
Bill, you on the sauce tonight? You biscuit and sauce right now? Bill,
okay. Now it's all coming together. Everything's making sense.
For what? The Utes.
What?
The Utes.
What?
Trouble in my eyes. I'm just looking for another good time.